Vines are a great way to add structure to the landscape and give you some verticality without having to build a building. We've talked in previous segments about perennial vines or woody vines. They have a place in the landscape and they're there pretty much forever, and you have to have a big structure for them. So I want to look today at a couple of vines that are annual that give a completely different character to the landscape. And since they're annual, you get to start over every single year if you don't like them. Let's start by talking about moonflower vine, which is related to morning glory. It's in exactly the same genus. And as the name would suggest, this is a flower that opens at night. It opens so quickly you can actually watch those beautiful big buds unfurl with your naked eye. You don't need a time-lapse camera or anything. Then they close as the sun rises, and this is a vine that'll grow 20 feet in the air, so it'll cover a structure where it's happy. The interesting thing about moonflower vines and morning glories is they will seed themselves in the landscape. Moonflower vine, however, is considered a perennial in southern climates, and the seeds here typically do not ripen early enough to actually germinate. So one of the issues with moonflower vine is to start those seeds early. Like morning glory seeds, they don't like to be transplanted. So once you get them started, it's important to try not to disturb the roots. The best way to germinate them is to actually notch the seed. So you clip the seed away from the end that is actually attached to the pod. You don't want to damage that end. Clip the seed and then soak them overnight in water. 24 to 48 hours is usually recommended. Ideally, that water is warm, and then you can go ahead and transplant those seeds. They are a warm season grower. This was a year in which the moonflowers and the morning glories actually didn't really perform well until later in the season, but now they are absolutely spectacular. If you watch Backyard Farmer, you will note that I have talked a little bit about this particular annual vine because it is just great. It's also one that people don't know much about. This is Malabar spinach, and it is actually edible. It is one that, even though we're a little late in the season now, these leathery leaves early on are tough as a box of rocks. They taste like spinach with a little bit of a different texture. But also note the beautiful, sort of the deep purple color of the vine itself, these great pink flowers, and then the flowers turn into interesting dark black seeds. Malabar spinach will start directly in the ground once the soil warms up. So you don't have to notch the seeds, you don't have to soak the seeds, you just have to sow them gently along something that will allow it to climb up. It doesn't climb quite as tall as the moonflower vine does, but it becomes very dense in the season. And then again, once we move into the fall, creates these beautiful combination of the flowers with the seeds, with the stems, with the leaves, and you've got a cover and something you can munch on.